my fellow freedom loving sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning in to the LL3 podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful realms of planet Earth. Today's date is Saturday, March 21st, 2026. This is episode 1949. How do we keep our founding principles relevant? Before I proceed, you can find me on multiple social media sites and podcast channels. Just type in Loki Luck number 3, Loki Luck Roman number 3, which are 3 eyes, or the Loki Luck Roman number 3 podcast. In addition, if you have any questions, comments, recommendations, and all that good stuff, whatever you do, please use decorum. Hit me via email to ll3.podcast@proton.me. From the donate, go to paypal.me or cash.app/Loki Luck number 3. Oh, yes. Yeah, the last few episodes I've been doing like brief, 15, 20 minutes long. Sometimes I just get those mood swings. I'm going to do the same thing for tonight, even though it's a, quote, live feed, unquote. But I know people will be listening to it later on. Just doing a little experimenting, too, on some AI optimizing and so forth. But I need a little extra credit, so I'm just, having fun doing that. So hopefully everyone's having a relaxed time, focusing, preparing, decentralizing yourselves to the best of your ability. Don't get hooked up on the faction propaganda and all that stuff. So it's just typical political theater as usual. They want us to devalue our spirituality, destruct our families, and point the finger, but not ourselves. Called entrapment. We all been swindled one way or the other, right? Understandable. So I'm just kicking back right now. Spring's here where I'm at. I can hear the crickets and the bugs are out there. So like, hey, we're free. We're not have to freeze our antennas off, right? That's all well and good. So so what was it? Chuck Norris passed away, and so did Randy Mueller. And who else? There's a few people have recently passed. And Randy Mueller, I'll be very honest, or Mueller, whatever you want to call him. I don't know him personally, but he was a political hack, very corrupt man. I put him up there with Dick Cheney Jr. and Zbigniew Brzezinski. So I don't really have any love for these individuals. And I'm not going to be celebrating, I'm glad those bastards are dead, this and that. Wish them any ill will. But their attributes on their achievements is very unacceptable. I know Variety Magazine did a little thing on, did some article on Chuck Norris, talking about his political stunts and so forth. And yeah, everyone has their views, but he has his imperfections as well, like everyone else. But he always, you can say, be consistent in what he did. And he achieved a lot. We all make our errors, folks. And as long as we learn to better ourselves, that's what counts. If you are an habitual offender, that's a whole different ball game. So I'm just like saying, oh, well. Of course, they try to do a cruel hoax about Mean Joe Green dying. I'm like, found out that was only fake news. Of course, the stuff with Iran, we all know just vehicles are going to be put to blame. But when you think about it, they're just fall guys. Always got to see things a lot bigger than what it is. I may have repeated myself a few times, but you got folks out there who are arrogantly obtuse. Don't be in that category. So I'm just doing my thing here. And I'm just like browsing around. I don't want to go through the fear porn and crap like that. But this is an interesting article I've read from the Epoch Times. It's an actual viewpoint. And this was called, How Do We Keep Our Founding Principles Relevant? And this is written by Christian Millard. And he has a cool statue of John Hancock. Yeah, man. Yeah, he was something else. If you read about him, he was a maverick. Look what he has to say here. We are fast approaching 250th anniversary of America's Declaration of Independence, written in 1776, to express a clean break from the oppressive rule of England over the affairs of the colonies. The Revolutionary War had already begun 1775 to 1783 against the British, and different forms of government were being formulated in the fledgling states. In 1787, a federal constitution was drafted primarily by James Madison with input from several founders. It began with the words, "We the people," rather than "we the government." The Constitution confided the natural rights of individual liberties, including property rights and equal protection under just laws. It also articulated the separation of powers among the three government branches, executive, judicial, and legislative, and their roles. The document was signed in 1787 and ratified by the states in 1789. The founders of the Republic placed an emphasis on limited federal government. The primary roles were common defense and a degree of commercial regulation. Most power was delegated to the people and the states, as the founders trusted that people had the ability to govern themselves without micromanagement from government. Indeed, it left alone most folks could be industrious and would develop an ethic of personal responsibility. Things have changed in our society since the founding fathers' vision was laid out. The federal government and several states are burdening future generations with colossal debt and perpetual deficit spending. Several redundant agencies spent tax revenue inefficiently on activities that could be better carried out by communities and the private sector. The founders never expected America would become dependent on the government for many other needs and wants. Yet, that is precisely what has transpired, especially since the alleged war on poverty and welfare programs accelerated during the 1960s. The growth of education, food, healthcare, housing, and job programs led to abuse, corruption, fraud, and waste, as many folks felt entitled to these taxpayer-funded services. Moreover, too many politicians have encouraged people to latch on to these programs despite their inefficiencies. Over time, those who rely on government handouts reflectively turn to Big Brother to provide for their needs. If their desires aren't met, they often play the victim card. This can lead to the erosion of personal initiative and encourage a mentality of unearned entitlement. In 1944, Friedrich A. Hayek penned a classic work entitled The Road to Serfdom. And he described how folks can become enslaved to government as it increasingly meddles in the economy and their personal lives. Unfortunately, recipients of government welfare don't fully realize that government can giveth, but it can also taketh away. Government dependency can also inhibit economic growth, as the number of producers decreases while the takers multiply. The less ambitious are rewarded, while hard workers are punished with excessive regulatory and tax burden to fund the top-heavy state. This imbalance can incrementally clear a path towards socialism, or, worst case scenario, degenerate into totalitarianism. Restoring the founding principles. The United States is far different today than it was in the early years of the Republic. Folks were expected to pull their own weight and solve problems at the local level of family, church, and community. Government assistance was to be used sparingly as a last resort. Those early years weren't perfect, but at least there were core principles that involved hope, merit, and personal responsibility. In his farewell address, George Washington advised against entanglements in foreign alliances and their attendant problems. However, in the modern era, it is a challenge to avoid this due to interconnected nature of most nations. Indeed, fair trade and mutual security pacts are useful when they align with our vital national interest. We can make the founding principles relevant again by teaching youngsters about America's great heritage of responsible liberty and voluntary associations that help build a healthy and strong culture. We can teach them that demanding special rights is inappropriate in a nation of equality, of opportunity, and the rule of law. Parents and teachers ought to instill a work ethic as a worthy value to embrace in attaining independence, civic virtues, fulfillment, and the American dream. Each generation must learn that our freedom and rights don't emanate from the government. They are inherited natural rights that aren't given out and cannot be stolen from us. Representative government exists merely to preserve those rights, with other methods are exhausted, starting at a young age and increasing the difficulty of the subject matter as students mature. Folks can work their way through the founding documents to absorb the blessings of liberty and streamlined governance. Aware that freedom isn't free is crucial, and it requires vigilance. It can be sustained through free markets, just laws, and mutual respect. Finally, everyone faces failures and successes in life. So we should expect the unexpected, learn from experience, and preserve. In his 1961 inaugural address, John F. Kennedy stated, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." Interesting, great points on this commentary. Strong, and I have to really give him props, especially to use Hayek's material, "The Road to Serfdom." It should be required for reading for high school seniors. This one with Scott Westwood, I believe he quote that in there, which he's absolutely correct. Because one thing I know for sure, my friends, if we depend on the state for everything, then it's a lost cause. It will deprive character and despair personal responsibility and principles. Our heritage is to help ourselves and help those that can do the same. Not go around giving them free stuff and go, "Hey, I demand respect, hand me something." It doesn't work like that. Even a person like myself, I don't like to feel like, hey, I always like to try to do my own thing. Okay, and I love my family at times. Yes, I love my family dearly, but there's sometimes I like to be micromanaged. So we all have different journeys. I'm not here to cast stones at my parents because they are considerate, and I have a different direction, and I succeeded. So I have my own property. I'm very pleased, and many others can do the same. And complaining, whining. I hear people in my demographics. They want things handed to them. They consider themselves alpha males and this and that, and don't even got a pot to urinate in. I'm not saying I'm better than them, but everyone can do something. We all got great gifts and a story to tell, or awesome talents. Do not, I repeat, do not stagnate, because the only person you can blame is yourself. If you're going to make those claims, stare into a mirror before calling people out. We all been swindled one way or the other, but we learn to improve ourselves. There's no excuses by any means. Yes, I know we're under a fiat currency. That's understandable. Private central banking, that is a burden on the American people. But it doesn't mean we could be locked in them complete and stand as there's nothing we can do. I had these folks that try to give me a discussion, and they remind me their churches, the Underdog cartoon, when Three Ply Purple goes, "Underdog, save me." I think that cartoon came out in the 1960s. All you kids out there, you should watch it. Look, I go to YouTube channel, I look for Underdog, and you understand where I'm coming from. Pretty metaphoric, but I digress. So I'm just like, always like tell people, like I said, always better yourselves. And the way things are going, they don't want to blame one person. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They haven't been paying attention. So don't be the faction slave. Be the sentinel. Watch everything and do what's best for you and the people you care for. And we're never going to stop learning, including yours truly. And so, but one thing I gotta say, if the economy collapses, doesn't mean we're dead on the water or dead on arrival. So prepare yourselves, learn greater skills. The more you know, and the more things you know, the more chances you can be successful. Because always hit those multiple avenues to do your best. So that will be it. I thank everyone for listening, but feel free to download and share us throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, recommendations, all that good stuff, whatever you do, please use decorum. Hit me via email to ll3.podcast@proton.me. If you want to donate, go to paypal.me or cash.app/look3. And I'm going to be actually playing a song here from a group called Dead Can Dance. And they're like an Anglo-Irish musical collective founded in Melbourne, Australia in 1981 by Brandon Perry and Lisa Gerard. They have a song that just came out yesterday called Our Day Will Come. What's pretty cool about this tune is on Bandcamp, which I'm going to put the link on here as well. Every purchase of Our Day Will Come will donate 50% of all the proceeds to MAP, which is medical aid for Palestinians. Okay, and it gives you all the information on here. If you purchase it, the download will come with a digital PDF containing lyrics and original artwork by Brandon Perry. And that was recorded and mixed in Temenos and Providos, Greece. So I think they're over there right now. But it's a beautiful song, so definitely want to play it. I will put the Bandcamp link on there, so please. It's like in the United States, it's like $1.72. So it's well worth it. I've been a fan of their music for over 35 years, I can say, in good faith. And I've seen them perform one time down in Miami, Florida during the Spirit Chaser tour. I think it was a Gustman Cultural Center. It's a very beautiful experience, I have to say. And seeing them perform, especially Lisa Gerard's voice, is amazing. So I'm definitely going to leave that there. And that is all for now. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that the demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love, and may your guardian spirits be with you. And here it is. Our day will come.
Follow the narrow way, over the borderline. Our day will come. Burn, baby, burn. Light your candle for me. I'm coming home to see my family. over the mountain pass. Into the eye of the storm. Burn, baby, burn, light your candle for me. I'm coming home to see my family. Burn, baby, burn, light the cannons for me. I'm coming home when my people are free. Burn, baby, burn, light your candle